So, good morning to Noor. My name is SITI KHALILAH, and today I'm going to present about Netflix. So, what comes on our mind when you see the logo or the symbolic of Netflix? If you are aware, Netflix nowadays is the world-leading premium media streaming platform across many countries around the world. And for your information, Netflix built the streaming service initially on the rear of licensed content from other distributors, and they began their funding its own original programming in 2013. And there may other new streaming services grown to become major competitors like Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, and Disney Plus. However, Netflix remained the most dominant in the streaming platform industry. And referring to the data that we found, we can say that there are more potential in the growth of subscribers of Netflix users, especially in the region in the data. And as our goal is to expand the market size of Netflix in Asia, especially in Malaysia, of course, so our team has decided to choose Netflix for potential clients. And based on our observation, there are a few problems that had arisen to the consumer. And of course, people want to have entertainment, right? And secondly, the local entertainment cable service lack of innovation, especially the repeating of the same program too frequently. Nevertheless, the cable service also getting expensive without any addition of new channel or exciting program. And last but not least, we as the consumer also looking for the alternative platform for entertainment with the rise of internet coverage throughout the world. So I'm going to talk about 6 data mining process. However, I will be presenting about 3 of 6 data mining process, while my friend Jonathan will continue presenting about the other 3. So, the first point is about business understanding. Business understanding phase focus on understanding the objective and the requirement of the project. So, aside from the third task, the 3 other tasks in this phase are foundational project management activities that are universal to most projects, and of course, the first task is we need to determine the business objective. Secondly, we need to assess the situation where our team will determine the resources availability, the project requirement, the accessories and contingency, and also conduct a cost-benefit analysis. So, the third task is by determining the data mining goal, where we will define what success looks like from a technical data mining perspective. And last but not least, we need to produce a project plan, and we will select technologies and tool and define detailed plans for each project phase. And in this case, we use K9 Analytics as our tool. While this phase often overlooked and less put into less effort, establishing a strong business understanding is like building the foundation of a building. With a weak foundation, the building will not be standing for a long time. So we continue to the second process, which is the data understanding. So this phase we is the step by enter the data mining phase. Okay, so adding to the foundation of business understanding, it drives the focus to identify, to collect, and also to analyze the data set that can help us accomplish the project goals. And in this phase, we had to complete these 4 following tasks, which is we need to collect initial data, we need to describe the data, we need to explore the data, and also we need to verify the data quality. So next is the data preparation. So this phase we often refer to as data mining. So there are 5 tasks that we need to finish, which is the first task is by selecting data. We need to know the reason why we choose area, years, and subscribers instead of other data. And as I mentioned earlier, we want to see the growth of subscriber and see which region need for improvement. And we chose Asia, and more specifically, we talk more about current situation in Malaysia. So second task is we need to clean the data. And this is our most demanding task because there are a total of 195 countries in the world and it will be very messy to visualize the data. Therefore, we use region instead. So the next task is construct the data, where we want to know the relation between region and subscriber of Netflix. So fourth task is integrate the data by creating new data set by combining data from multiple sources, either offline or online collection. And the last task is formatting data by reformat the data as per necessary for the requirement of the report. So that is all from me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan. So now I will present my part. So this is me. My ID is 20701-031. So let me proceed to my part. So for my part, I will start from the step number 4 of the data mining process. So number 4, here our team build and assess various models based on several different modeling technique. So for the step 4, this phase our group have 4 tasks to complete. First and foremost, we select modeling technique, which is to determine which algorithm to try. For our case, we decided to use bar chart and pie chart. And secondly, we generate test design. Depending our modeling approach, our team need to split the data into training test and validation sets. Number 3, we build the model. Since we use an application called KNIME or NIME, we do not need any coding to complete the task as everything is provided, and we only need to filter the data and connect the nodes. And lastly, we assess the model. Well, generally, multiple models are competing against each other, and our team interprets the model result based on domain knowledge, the predefined success criteria, and test design. So this is process number 5. This is whereby the assess model tasks of modeling phase focuses on technical model assessment. The evaluation phase looks more broadly at which model best meets the business and what to do next. So for step number 5, we also have 3 tasks. Let me start with the evaluating the results. So for this, we do the model. We ask ourselves, do the model meet the business success criteria? Which should we approve for the business? Does the model that we choose make it easy to show our data to Netflix management? And then secondly, we ask the question to ourselves, by reviewing the work that is accomplished. Was everything overlooked? Were all the steps properly executed? Our team then summarize the finding and correct anything if needed. And lastly, we determine what is the next step. So based on the previous three tasks, determine whether to proceed to deployment, iterate further, or initiate new project. So let me move on to step number 6. So basically, if our model is not particularly useful unless our client can access its results, the complexity of this phase varies widely. So the final phase of the data mining process, CRISP DM, we also have 5 tasks. First and foremost, we plan the deployment, which is to develop and document a plan for deploying the model. Secondly, we produce the final report. The project team document a summary of the project, which might include a final presentation of the data mining results. Number 3, we review the project. We conduct a project retrospective about what went well, what could have been better, and how to improve in the future. Number 4, we plan monitoring and maintenance. This is how we do this. We develop through monitoring and maintenance plan to avoid issues during the operational phase or post-project phase of a model. And lastly, monitoring. We need to have constant monitoring, and occasional model tuning is often required. So that is all for my part. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Jason and I'm going to present about my part, which is canine overflow. So canine, here are the canine usage steps in creating data visualization. So the first step is you need to open the canine application, and then you can see when you are open it, and select the file, click the file on the bottom on the top of the application, and then there is a variety of choice there, and then you click the import canine workflow, and then it show like this, so at the source they have two options there, and the first one is select file and the second one is select root directory. So click the select root directory, and then you click browse the file, and then you choose the file location of the dataset where you put the dataset, and then select the folder. So after that, it will appear a dataset at the import element. So click click the dataset, which is the dataset that you will use in canine. So and then rename the file after you click next, and then click finish. After that, it will appear like this. So insert the data and divide it into two data, which is area and years. So this is how it works. They have two, and then after that you click the area, and then you just click the table view there, and then it will show like this. So right click and click the configure, then choose what data you need to exclude and need to include for the table view, and then after that, after you finish include and exclude the table, the data you need to insert, and then you click OK. And then the step then is we choose after you create the table view for area and years. So choose the pie chart for the area dataset and histogram for years dataset. Then the next step is which is the our dataset for area. We choose a pie chart, and then for years we choose a histogram. So here the picture shown the pie from our visualization where United States and Canada show United States and Canada best subscriber is consists of 44%, and Europe at 29%, and Latin America at 19%, and Asia at 9%. So this is the pie chart of our data set. And then here is the picture shown the histogram chart for our team display growth in 1 quarter. So this is the dataset show uh, the Q4 of 2019 where there are 66,353,000 new subscribers from United States, Canada, and 53 million from Europe, and 40 million over 40 million and of 40 million and 27 million from Latin America, and 13 million, almost 14 million from Asia. So among the region, again, Asia is the lowest growth, and America, Canada remains the fastest growing region. So that is my part. That's all from me. Thank you.
Moving on to my part, where I will explain about data mining technique and conclusion. So before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is ATIQAH binti BAHREN. For data mining technique, we are using pie chart and histogram technique in the K9 application to summarize the dataset that we select. For pie chart, it is a form of graph that we use to circular graphic to display data. Graphic cuts are proportional to the overall fraction in each category. The whole pie represents 100% of the whole, while the sliced pie represents the whole portion. The following chart shows the Netflix subscriber. We have 4 subscribers in categories, namely Asia Pacific, Europe, Latin America, and the United States. As we can see here, the United States is the highest number of subscribers, while for Asia Pacific is the lowest Netflix subscriber in the world. While for histogram, it is a graphical representation of statistical data that use rectangle to illustrate the frequency of data item in equal size numerical interval. In the simple word, histogram provides a visual interpretation of numerical data by showing the number of data points that falls within a specified range. The illustrations show that Asia Pacific is the lowest, while the United States is the highest number of subscribers. For the conclusion, Netflix's main subscribe our best is to improve the company performance and marketing strategy, where the technology sector is very fast and competitive. As such, Netflix is the most dominant force in streaming service. Netflix is currently still seeing rapid growth from all regions, but thus are competitors, where its health system that can only work if it is a support by responsive to the customer. Therefore, Canine is one of the best tools to use for our project as it very reliable due to the further available in the application. Probably it is not the easiest to use, but it is definitely very well used, especially for data analysis or marketing manager. And I think that's all from us. Thank you for listening.